Hey guys, Meg Marie here. Yeah, it's just me. Put my channel back to being my channel because I started the channel and I'm more into it, which is fine. Clarence will make guest appearances once in a while, of course, because he's part of my life and that's how it works. All right, so this video is supposed to be about the YouTubers that are problematic, that maybe I used to be a fan of, and then no, this is a video of me telling you who I was a fan of and who I'm not anymore. But I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to put a person in with the first two because that's when I met him initially, seeing him interacting with people and all that stuff. I didn't really know who this person was before what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so next week's video will be about my favorite comedians. Last week, if you watched it, it was my fave YouTubers. This week, whoops, that's not where we want to go. I've got a few things in here. Okay, oops, I think I went too far. Okay, now we're going to talk about the problematic ones, the ones that I did like initially, but I didn't know their history. I didn't know the backstory for a lot of these people. I didn't know the content that they had before I got introduced to them. So I want to make that very clear before we get into this video, which we're going to do. You guys like my outfit? I wrote, I will be getting a new one, but I wrote, like Harley's shirt in Birds of Prey, and if you haven't already figured it out, I'm obsessed with Harley Quinn. I freaking love her. I just got this. Love it. Finally came. Yay. And then this necklace, and I've got the whole outfit on and stuff like that. So, moving on. Okay. If you're wondering why I'm just like this, I love Harley Quinn and I plan to make some TikToks. Remember, follow me over on TikTok. I make a lot more content over there, although I've been a little kind of quiet. I've made a few videos in the last few days, but that's it. But to be fair, in February when I first started TikTok, I made over 400 videos. So, yeah. I took a little, I'm not as hitting it as hardcore as it was, but there's plenty of content for you guys to check out. I have a lot. And I also have a new outfit, other than just for Harley Quinn. I have Ariel from Little Mermaid. Disney, of course. All right, let's get back onto this video, shall we? Okay, the problematic people. Okay, we're going to start. So get your popcorn or chips or soda or whatever you want to munch on because this is going to be probably a long video. Because there's a lot of people to talk about. Well, not so much a lot of people, a lot of situations to talk about. Okay. I'm going to get to when I liked these two people. When I was introduced to them. I didn't know their backstory really, except for one of the people I'm going to mention. But first, let's start with Shane Dawson. I was a fan. But, like I said, I didn't see their problematic videos and other stuff that they had done in the past. Okay, I had no clue. I was just a new fan who, just seen a few videos and stuff and thought it was pretty cool. And to be fair, what I really saw was his conspiracy theory videos first. And some of their, his food videos and stuff. And I thought they were kind of interesting. I didn't understand his humor. I didn't get it. But I thought he was just being a dork, kind of thing. Like he was, I don't know, uncomfortable in front of the camera or something. We all have our issues. We have anxiety and, little things that little tics or, things we do to make ourselves feel comfortable in a situation or whatever. That's what I thought at first. But I didn't realize that Shane Dawson had been on YouTube for, 10 years. I had no clue. Okay, no clue. Any of that stuff. And I didn't understand the humor. I didn't see why he thought it was funny. And I just, glossed over it kind of thing. Because the other stuff that he did was funny. And was cool, in my opinion. At the time. that was, before a bunch of stuff came out. And I will get to that. Anyway, so I watched a few and I liked him. He was my favorite. He became my favorite YouTuber. Now I have a much better favorite YouTuber who is much better. He's Peter Munn, by the way. And if you saw my last video, you would already know that. So, okay. Shane Dawson at the time, this is when I, was just getting introduced to him. I just, became a fan, liked his content, liked the stuff that I was seeing from the stuff he was making with his friends, like Andrew, Garrett Watts, Rylan Adams. I didn't really like him. I never have. I thought he was boring. Peter Munn thinks the same thing. I always thought that he was boring. And the only reason why I watched Rylan's videos or whatever was to see if Shane Dawson was going to be in them. I was that kind of a fan. You want to see him. When you're a fan, you want to see these people. And Peter said something that was very, very true. When you first become a fan of YouTube and, the stuff that goes on YouTube, you become a fan. You're in it, you're a fan, like you would for a movie star or a TV star or whatever it may be, like a model or a singer or whatever. You get invested a little bit, you really like them, you stand up for them a little bit kind of thing, but not you know what I'm saying. Okay. And he said that he would, fate 1,000 fates if he ever got to meet these people. Well, Peter met these people. And he said it ruined it for him. And he never wants to meet a YouTuber ever again kind of thing. Or, the people he idolizes kind of thing. Because he doesn't want it to be ruined. And I get that. Okay, so back to where I was going. Where I was starting from. Or at least trying to. Okay. When I was first introduced, mainly, not watching, his other stuff, to Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, was through Shane Dawson's series on Jeffree Star. Now, the only time I had ever heard really about Jeffree Star before that was the Kat Von D situation. And I was a fan of Kat Von D because I love tattoos, obviously. I have them on my face. I have them everywhere. I have about 22, 24 tattoos total. About. Something like that. So I was a fan because of, LA Inc. When she left Miami Inc. She went to LA Inc. because that was hers or something. Anyway, I was a fan of her tattooing. I didn't really like Kat she was definitely not a role model. Okay. I'm not a fan of her anymore, mind you. But I do still say that she is a good tattoo artist. And I will stand by that. Because she is. But that doesn't mean she's a great person. That doesn't mean she's a good person at all. Okay. But at the time, I fell in, to the manipulation kind of thing of Jeffree Star, and I believed him. But to be fair, I didn't know him. I didn't know the stuff that I know now about Jeffree Star that I knew back then. I'm not gonna lie. When I was first, watching Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and all that stuff, I was like, man, because I like to smoke. Let's just leave it at that. And if I ever wanted to do something, with someone that was famous or whatever and really cool sesh or whatever, I would at the time, would have been Jeffree Star and you're Snoop Dogg and those kind of things. And that would be my dream kind of thing, And hell, let's add in Willie Nelson because why not? Those three. It would be so fun. Obviously, now I've changed my opinion. I don't want to know Jeffree Star in person. I don't want to. I would not want to. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Period. But, okay, back on track. First time I saw Jeffree Star, other than the Kat Von D video that he said he made, and I thought he was believable because he was doing it publicly, and I thought, back then I was sucked in to his hype because I thought he was cool because of all the tattoos and the way he talked. In the Jeffree Star series that Shane Dawson made on his channel, I thought they were both cool. The first time I was introduced to this next person who I never liked. Let me put this very clear. I did subscribe. I'm not going to lie. But I never liked him. I didn't. I'm sorry. But no. But I wanted to see what he was going to do or what content he was going to do or whatever. I'm not a big fan of James Charles. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not. And I'm glad I'm not because of the stuff that has come out since all of that stuff. Anyway, the first time I saw James Charles was in this series of Shane's of Jeffree Star. And I thought, because I have a past, we all have a past, and I went through some stuff, and certain things like cloud your judgment or whatever. But I'm sorry, there is no way in my brain or anyone else's brain that I know of, normal brain kind of thing, not that anyone's normal, but you know what I'm saying. Who goes to racism as a comeback for someone who's calling you the F-it? The F word, it. I don't want to say the word, so I'm not going to. But you know what I'm saying, okay? He came back with using the N-word and derogatory slang, racial slang that is not okay. No matter what someone is saying to you, it is not okay to return it with racial slurs. For one, that person wasn't even racial slurring you. And I don't care what you say, the person was white, so it didn't matter. Why would your brain go to a racial slur? Most people's brains don't do that. Racist people do. Racist brains do that. Bigots do that. But a normal person who doesn't think like that would never call someone that. I don't care what color you are. It's stupid to use that kind of word. Plain and simple. But back then, I, was like, okay, I guess, kind of thing. No, it is never okay to do it. I don't even use the word. And I won't. And I don't. Like I just said. I don't like it when people around me use it. And I will ask them, please don't use that word. Because it's not okay. Anyway, so the first time I was, introduced to James Charles was in the Jeffree Star series that Shane Dawson made. There we go. And I didn't like him. I didn't really like him. I thought he did a decent makeup look. Actually pretty good. But I didn't like him as a person. I didn't like his little... I want to put this out there. I have absolutely nothing against gay people. I am bi. I have nothing against any race, any nationality, any sex, gender, whatever you are. I don't care. I don't care. I am not going to hate you because you are transgender, you're asexual, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. It's about who you are as a person. I have said this on my TikTok, and if you want to check it out, I think I already said it. But if I haven't, I have a TikTok, and I do a lot more stuff over there. I think I already did. You guys remember I'm ADHD, so I kind of forget things I say because I just toss them in. It's really ad-lib over here. I mean, I have a few things because I don't want to stray too far from who I want to talk about, but you guys know me. I am ADHD, and my mind tends to go doo-doo-doo-doo, and I come up with, other ideas and, things I needed to say or whatever, and I know that's going to happen, so I don't write them exactly down because they pop in my head when I'm talking to you guys. So, anyway, long story short, I liked Jeffree Star and I liked Shane Dawson at the time of when I saw it and all this stuff. I think it had just come out when I saw it, the Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star thing. The first one. And I'm not going to lie, I loved it. I downloaded it on my phone, so when I didn't have Wi-Fi and if I wanted to watch something on my phone, I had something entertaining to watch, so I had it downloaded. I no longer have it downloaded. So, there you go. But I was a fan. I was a big fan. And then I saw all the stuff that was going on over the years and stuff that had happened to James Charles a few years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Now? I think it was 2 years ago now. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me. I don't remember how long ago exactly it was. But Tati Westbrook came out with a video by Sister about James Charles. Then she took down the video because YouTube, I think, asked her to. I don't know everything, guys, because it's a lot of stuff to pay attention to and retain. Okay, I got other stuff I want to watch and retain. Like Peter Munn. If you don't know who he is, go check out my other video from last week. and you'll know who he is, and you can check him out. Heck, you can check him out now. He is on YouTube, obviously. He has 6 channels, like I said before. Peter Munn, Peter Munn, Monn. That's his actual name. That's his drama channel. You can find all of his other channels too. All right, moving on. We are not plugging in my favorites. So we're talking about the bad ones. Ones I was a fan of. Okay. So we already talked about James Charles and all that. We're not getting to him yet. We just brought him up a little bit. Okay. Next one. I also saw a D'Angelo Wallace video on Jeffree Star, and it was stuff we kind of already knew. But for me, Jeffree Star is more like a guilty pleasure to watch. Just to watch. I don't like him as a person. I just want to see what the fuck he's going to say. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see what the fuck he's going to say. That's it. You know, I'm interested in that. That's it. So I can see what people are talking about. Like on my Peter Munn favorite YouTubers channel, that's his drama channel, that's his Peter Munn. He talks about this stuff, and I want to know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So I don't like him. I think I'm subscribed to him though. But I'm not following him anywhere else, I don't think. I think I unfollowed him already from everything else. Because, oh wait, no, I'm still following on Instagram. Like I said, he's like a guilty thing. Like, you know, like a train wreck you can't help but look. I know he's a horrible person. I get this. I understand it. I do. And I'm probably making it worse by, you know, still subscribing to him and still watching his content. But I want to see what he's doing that's stupid, because you know what Jeffree Star is doing is stupid. I mean, come on. His makeup isn't even selling like it used to. That's the other thing too, you know what I'm saying? His things have gone, shoo. He used to be like big, and I'm not going to lie, I bought 2 of his lipsticks, and I've said this in another video before. I bought a red one and I bought a black one. They're not great. I'm going to say that right now but to be fair, I have had them for a while. I had them for a while. I still have one, the red one, like I mentioned before. I bought that. I don't have a lot of money to just say, oh, I hate this, I'm going to throw it away. It works. I'm sorry. I had already bought it before I knew it was problematic, like a while before I knew it was problematic, and I'm sorry. Which is why I'm glad that, was it 2 years ago now? Well, it will be in November. A year and a half ago, I am so glad that I did not buy anything of the conspiracy. No. What was it called? That stupid makeup palette they did together. That was the second series that he did with Jeffree Star. Because they did so well the first time and made Jeffree look so good, which is how I became a fan of Jeffree Star. I was like, he's so much fun to watch. But, you know, after thinking about it, like, looking back on what I liked and stuff, I was like, what was I thinking? You know, because he wasn't really that great. Like, you could see that he was not the greatest person. I thought it was just, you know, like, sarcasm, joking kind of thing, you know? And now I've been, you know, seeing this and realizing that's just him, you know? And, like, his things aren't as big as they were before, you know? Like, his Jeffree Star approved stuff is just like, you know, a few years ago, it was really big to have a Jeffree Star approved thing, I guess. Now it's like, no one cares if you approve it, Jeffree. Sorry, no one cares. Because you are problematic. Plain and simple. All right. Now, the next 2 ones I'm going to talk about. Before I found out some more stuff about her, and yes, I say her, she may have been born a male. She may have been born male, but she's so beautiful. I understand she's problematic. I do, but she's beautiful. Hold on, be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Had to pause it for a second. Okay, Nikita Dragon is the girl I was talking about. Yeah, she was born a male. I understand that. But, like I said before, I have absolutely nothing against transgender or anything else that's out there that I may not even know about. I don't care. As long as you don't hurt me or anyone I care about or anyone else, do you, girl. Do you. The point is that I have nothing against transgender, gay, or any of those people. Because I'm bisexual, for one. I'm part of the LGBTQ community, kind of. Right? I think I am. And I thought I was when I was a teenager. So, moving on. It's not a phase, just so y'all know. Anyway, Nikita Dragon, I understand now how problematic she is. But when I first found her, it was a few years ago, actually. It was a few years ago, like 4, maybe 5, I think. And I watched her transition, and she turned, I mean, let's be fair, let's be honest. A lot of the Asian community, people are very petite. That's just true. Not everyone, just like any other race, but they're more known to be smaller, in stature, like their frames and everything. So Nikita had that going for her, for one. And she's Latino, I believe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Don't come for me. Don't hate me. I'm trying to get all this information correct, but I might be wrong. But you can always go check it out too. You know what I mean? Allegedly. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying here. Okay. So I like her look, and I like, like her walk and stuff. And I agree, she is problematic. Not wearing a mask during this pandemic stuff. I'm sorry. When I go out, whenever I do, I don't really go out very often. But when I do, I always wear my face shield. I don't wear a face mask. I wear a face shield. It's kind of like a scarfy kind of thing. I don't know. You cover your face. I do it. I don't like doing it, but I want to keep myself safe and everyone else safe. You know what I'm saying? Because I care. I want this shit to be over. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Sorry. The more that we comply and we do all the stuff that we need to do, we can open everything back up. And we can, move on from this. That's my opinion about that. If you haven't noticed, I have eyelashes. I tested out these magnetic ones. I've never really done eyelashes. I tried the glue ones. I didn't like them. I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. I just, no. I need something that's simple because it's just easier. I'm very simple for certain things. Like my thought process is very complicated, but my actual whatever is pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I understand that Nikita Dragon is a problem. She is problematic. She doesn't wear masks, and she doesn't do what you should be doing, And she is supporting a predator. I'm going to say predator. Yes, he is such and such because he said he was. He admitted to it. The allegations were true. At least for 2 guys, you know what I'm saying? So he is. He's a predator. I'm not going to say the other word because it's not a good word to say on YouTube. I'm not sure. I don't have any advertisements or anything, but just to be safe, let's just not say it. Okay. So that makes her a problem. The only problem is I like looking at her. I like her makeup that she has on her face. I don't agree with the black facing and all this other stuff, which is another reason why I am not a fan of Shane Dawson's anymore. But what I found out, I forgot to mention about what I found out. Sorry, guys. I'm a little over the place. Let's get back to Nikita Dragon in a minute. Let's go to Shane Dawson. Jeffree started the stuff that I found out after, everything that had happened in the few years that I was a fan. Everything came out, and I'm not a fan who will spend money on him anymore. I am not a fan, but I do want to see what he's up to. Does that make sense? I watched so much of him for so long that I do watch. I have no excuse. I have no excuse. It's just, I don't know. But let's move on. The Shane Dawson thing, I found out what kind of person he was. And if I had, like I said earlier, had looked back in his, videos and stuff, I would have found this stuff out too. And I would not have been a fan, period. But I didn't. But then I found out all this stuff through D'Angelo Wallace's video, which is now down. And the reason why it's down and the other 2 aren't down yet is because he didn't get any sponsorship or anything off that video. And I love why he didn't do it. Because he didn't want to make money off this trash of Shane Dawson. Yes, he put it all together. Yes, it was a lot of work. But that wasn't the point. He doesn't want to make money off of it because then he would feel like a scumbag too. Plain and simple. And the reason why he took it down, because a little bit in there, it kind of made it like James was the victim and James was anything but the victim. Plain and simple. And he didn't know all the stuff he knows now and all the stuff that came out after he made the video. So he took it down because, for one, there was no sponsorship on that video. So he could take it down. And you know how many views? He didn't care. He stands up for what he believes in. He thinks he doesn't want to be a part of that. So he took it down. Although it was re-uploaded from other channels and I did get to show my boyfriend it. I also explained, that information because we are open-minded. We're not just closed-minded and we only think one way. So we agreed with him. We understand why he took it down. We wish he didn't have to take it down because he did a lot of work, a lot of research, he didn't even want to, but he had to. And the reason why he didn't put sponsorship on it was because he didn't want to have to edit himself because there was a lot of stuff he had to show. And if he had it monetized, he couldn't have said all the things that he needed to say or shown what he needed to show with like audio clips and other things. And I think they're still out there, I'm not quite sure, but watching his documentary, which is much more of a documentary than Shane Dawson ever did, he didn't want to make money from it like the rest of them, because then he would feel like he wasn't being honest. And I like that he told us that he was going to take it down. Like I said, sorry guys, I'm eating. The reason why he didn't want to keep it up was, for one, it wasn't paid for by anybody. He did it himself. He did all the work that he, put into the video. He did it himself. And it took a while, I think. Don't quote me. You guys can find the video. Other people have uploaded it, and you can check out what I'm talking about. But Shane Dawson's not a good person. He, by his own words, and that we were stupid to believe him. It was like a podcast he was talking on about coming on his cat's belly. Trigger warning, by the way, if you are triggered by like bestiality or pet stuff, you can check out the video. But that was appalling at itself. And then he was, jerking off to a Willow Smith poster, and it was so inappropriate. I had to, when I first watched D'Angelo Wallace's video, I'm going to be honest, I had to pause it a few times. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, I think, long. It's not an easy video to get through the first time. It just isn't. You have to pause it a lot. Well, at least I did, because it was so cringe and gross and disgusting that it was hard to listen to, hard to watch, hard to do a lot of these things. Now, what I'm going to talk about is kind of dark and dirty and gross. Plain and simple. A lot of Shane Dawson's humor was, one, blackfacing, and where it was, what was it called? Something... D'Angelo Wallace said it. What was it called? It was a show back in the day that white people would paint their faces all black and do like different faces or something. And Shane Dawson was doing that, and that's what D'Angelo Wallace called it. I don't remember what the word was because I've never really heard it before. But he's right. This is exactly what Shane Dawson was doing. And that's upsetting enough as it is, but the, bestiality thing is gross too, and literally, there are a lot of videos and a lot of stuff that backs up, all that stuff. The point is, it's all bad, okay? in all of his, well, a lot of his videos, like I was saying, he's abusing animals, dogs, cats, you name it. He's abusing them. Plain and simple. Sexually abusing them. Yeah, he's not penetrating. It's just gross. Those were his words, by the way. Not D'Angelo Wallace's. Shane Dawson's words. It's just nasty, okay, for one. I feel bad for any of his animals. Okay, and that's not even the worst part. In my opinion, the worst part is the kids part. The kid part where he's literally talking about 6-year-olds, and them being sexy. And they have like these Instagrams where they have so much more followers than Shane Dawson. Like so early or something, or like in general. And he calls little girls, 6-year-old girls, sexy. Who does that? A pedophile? Yeah, I said the word. A predator. Pedophile. They do that. That's what they do. I know I said I wasn't going to say the word, but that's what he is. He had this thing going, a show or something, with this puppet, and she was literally created for him to sexually abuse her, or she was sexually abuses it, or whatever, and they do it too, and saying sexual innuendos that she doesn't, kids wouldn't know what that means, and having her use them. Yes, it's a puppet, but it's still so disturbing and gross. It is trigger warning, big time. It is not okay. It's just gross. It's touching the doll, acting like it's a little girl, and a lot of others. It's just gross. It's plain ass gross. You can literally check out the video. It's still on YouTube. I know D'Angelo Wallace doesn't want it up because he took it down, but it is still out there, and you can see all this stuff. Like, you don't have to go looking for the information, but you can, like D'Angelo Wallace did, because that's how he got it. And then Shane Dawson was deleting a ton of videos or views or whatever videos. I'm not really sure. But that tells you something. And there's a lot of stuff that's gone on, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to make a part. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to make a part 2. We talked about Shane Dawson. We talked about Jeffree Star. And we talked a little bit about James Charles. When we come back in the next video, which I'm going to make tomorrow, I'll look different. And I'm going to post it tomorrow. I'm going to make it tomorrow, and I'm going to look different tomorrow. No, I'm not. I'm going to be Harley again tomorrow. Never mind then. I'm going to look the same. Or close to the same. I will see you guys in the next video, which is tomorrow, and I will be making the second part to this video because I want to get this up this evening, so it's up on Tuesday evening like I say it's supposed to.